Doubt is a part of life. We all feel it. It doesn't matter how successful you are or how many victories you've had. Doubt will find its way into your mind, and it will tell you that you're not enough. It will tell you that you can't do it, that you're not ready, that you'll fail. And if you listen to it, if you let it take root, it will control you. But I'm here to tell you today, doubt doesn't have the power unless you give it the power. Remember this statement: God is above the law. Greater good. Let's face it, doubt is born from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of what other people think. But what is fear, really? It's just an emotion, a feeling. And feelings don't control us unless we let them. You have the ability to stand up and say, I'm not going to let fear, I'm not going to let doubt run my life. Fear only holds power when you allow it to stop you from taking action. But here's where it gets tricky. There's a difference between healthy skepticism and paralyzing doubt. Healthy skepticism helps us make better decisions. It helps us grow, learn, and improve. It keeps us grounded and aware. Paralyzing doubt, however, does nothing but hold you back. It whispers in your ear, what if you fail? But what it doesn't say is, what if you succeed? Think about this. You've already succeeded before. You've already overcome obstacles in your life. You've faced challenges, you've fought battles, you've risen above. And every time you've done it, you've proven to yourself that you are stronger than you think. You have the resilience to bounce back, to push forward, to conquer whatever comes your way. So why would you let doubt take away your belief in yourself now? Every one of us has the ability to achieve greatness. But that greatness starts with how we think about ourselves and our future. What you believe about yourself will shape what you achieve. If you wake up every day thinking, I can't do this, then you won't. But if you wake up thinking, I'm going to make this happen, then you're already halfway there. Now, I'm not saying you won't face challenges. I'm not saying you won't have bad days, days where doubt creeps in and you feel like you don't have it in you. But that's when you dig deep and remember why you started in the first place. That's when you stand tall and say, I refuse to let doubt control my actions. A huge part of conquering doubt is shifting your perspective. It's easy to focus on what could go wrong. It's easy to imagine the worst case scenario, but what if you flip the script? What if you focus not on what could go wrong, but on what could go right? What if you asked yourself, what's the best that could happen if I take this step forward? Because I'll tell you this, there's a lot more to gain from pushing through your fear than there is from standing still. Another powerful step in conquering doubt is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you hang around with, the voices you listen to, have a massive impact on your mindset. If you're surrounded by negativity, by people who don't believe in you, by people who feed your doubts, then you're setting yourself up for failure. You need to be around people who believe in your potential, who lift you up, who challenge you to be better. Because when you're around those kinds of people, their belief in you will drown out your own self-doubt. But here's the thing, even if you surround yourself with positive influences, even if you've shifted your mindset, there will still be moments of fear. And that's okay. Fear doesn't go away, but you don't have to let it control you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite the fear. Every step you take forward, every decision you make, no matter how small, is a victory. The key is not to wait until you feel 100% ready, because you never will. The key is to start now, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Finally, celebrate progress, not perfection. Too many people wait until everything is perfect before they take action. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist. What exists is progress, and progress is enough. Every small step you take, every bit of progress you make is a sign that you're moving forward, and that's the only thing that matters. You will not conquer doubt by waiting for things to be perfect. For example, if you recently heard something, say if you gave an answer you aired last week, you conquer doubt by taking action, by pushing forward, and by celebrating each step, no matter how small. So, how do you conquer doubt and achieve anything? You stop listening to the lies that fear and doubt tell you. You remember the power inside of you. You shift your perspective and focus on the potential for success, not failure. You surround yourself with those who believe in you, and you take action, even when it scares you. Most importantly, you celebrate progress, not perfection, and keep moving forward. Because if you want to achieve anything, you have to remember this. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your willingness to keep going, no matter how many doubts you face along the way. Doubt is powerful. It's a natural part of being human, something we all experience at some point or another. It's that voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you should just give up. It's the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. And the truth is, doubt can be crippling if you let it take control. It can stop you in your tracks and paralyze you from moving forward. But here's the thing. Doubt is only as powerful as you allow it to be. At its core, doubt is a defense mechanism. It's there to protect us, to keep us from taking risks that might hurt us. It's a part of our survival instinct. And in many ways, that's a good thing. A healthy amount of doubt can help us stay grounded, make better decisions, and avoid unnecessary risks. But there's a point where doubt stops serving us and starts controlling us. When doubt starts telling you that you can't do something, that you're not worthy of success, that you're destined to fail, it becomes a prison, locking you inside your own mind. What many people don't realize is that doubt is not a reflection of your capabilities. It's a reflection of your fear. Fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of not measuring up. And while fear is a natural emotion, it's important to understand that it's not the fear itself that limits us. It's how we react to it. If you let fear and doubt take over, they will control your actions. They will keep you stuck in place, never moving forward, never trying. But if you can face that fear, acknowledge it, and still take action, you will realize that doubt has no real power over you. The power of doubt lies in its ability to hold you back. But it can't do that unless you let it. And the moment you realize that doubt is just a feeling, an emotion that passes, is the moment you take back control. Doubt might try to convince you that you're not capable, but deep down, you know the truth. You've overcome challenges before. You've proven that you're resilient, and you have everything you need within you to succeed. Doubt is not a wall. It's just an obstacle to push through. The power to move beyond it lies in your ability to keep going, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when the fear is there. When you acknowledge the power of doubt and choose to act anyway, you break free from its grip and take control of your future. Doubt and fear are two sides of the same coin. They are inseparable, and understanding this is key to overcoming them both. Doubt doesn't come from nowhere. It doesn't just appear out of the blue. It originates from something much deeper. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, fear of not being enough, fear of what might happen if things don't go the way you hope. And when fear takes hold, doubt follows close behind, whispering in your ear that you're not capable, that you're not ready, that you should turn back now. Fear is a primal emotion. It's designed to protect us from harm, to keep us safe. But in the modern world, that same fear that once kept us from danger now often works against us. It keeps us stuck. It paralyzes us. It convinces us to avoid risk, to stay in our comfort zones, even when we know that growth lies outside of them. The problem is, fear doesn't distinguish between real danger and the imagined fears that live in our minds. The fear of failing, of not succeeding, of making mistakes can feel just as threatening as an actual physical danger. And when fear feels that big, doubt steps in to reinforce it, telling us that we should stay where we are, that it's too risky to try. The truth is, doubt often holds us back more than failure ever will. Failure is a lesson. It's a stepping stone. It's part of the journey to success. But doubt is a prison. It keeps us locked inside our own minds, paralyzed by what might happen instead of moving forward with what could happen. Fear gives birth to that doubt, convincing us that we're not capable, that the risk is too great, that we might fail, and if we fail, the consequences will be too much to bear. But if you dig deeper, you'll realize that the very fear that gives rise to doubt is often based on nothing more than our perception of what might happen, not on the reality of the situation. Most of the time, the worst-case scenario we fear doesn't even come close to the truth. When we face our fears head-on, we see that they don't have nearly the power we think they do. Doubt is rooted in fear, and fear thrives on the unknown. The more you understand this, the more you realize that the only way to conquer doubt is to confront the fear that fuels it. When you do that, you take away the power it has over you. You stand tall in the face of fear and push forward, knowing that you have everything it takes to succeed, no matter what your mind tells you. Healthy skepticism and paralyzing doubt may seem similar on the surface, but they are fundamentally different in how they impact our actions and mindset. Healthy skepticism serves a purpose. It's a form of caution, a questioning attitude that asks, is this the right path? Could there be something better? Am I considering all the facts? It's the voice that asks you to examine things thoroughly before jumping in, to avoid blindly rushing into something that might not be in your best interest. Healthy skepticism makes you evaluate, make informed decisions, and be prepared for challenges ahead. It's about being wise and calculated, not reckless. On the other hand, paralyzing doubt is when skepticism turns toxic. It moves from a place of thoughtful questioning to a place of overwhelming fear and hesitation. Paralyzing doubt isn't concerned with making the best choice. It's focused on all the ways things could go wrong. It's that voice in your head that says, what if I fail? What if this isn't good enough? What if everyone laughs at me? It holds you back, making you second guess yourself so much that you're stuck in a constant loop of indecision. Instead of helping you prepare for challenges, paralyzing doubt makes you avoid taking action altogether. It feeds on your insecurities, amplifying them until you feel like every step forward is too risky, too dangerous, or too uncertain. The key difference between healthy skepticism and paralyzing doubt lies in how they influence your behavior. Healthy skepticism pushes you to gather more information, sharpen your skills, and take calculated risks. It makes you question things in a productive way, leading to better decisions and preparation. Paralyzing doubt, however, doesn't push you forward. It pulls you back. It tells you that you're not ready, that you'll never be good enough, and that it's safer to stay where you are, even if where you are isn't where you want to be. To distinguish between the two, pay attention to your actions. Does the skepticism you feel lead you to seek knowledge, ask questions, and find solutions? Or does it leave you stuck, frozen, unable to take the first step because the fear of failure is louder than your will to try? Healthy skepticism makes you stronger, more aware, and more capable. Paralyzing doubt keeps you trapped in a cycle of inaction, where you miss out on opportunities and never give yourself the chance to prove what you can achieve. Trusting in your abilities and past successes is one of the most powerful ways to conquer doubt and push past fear. It's easy to forget what you've already accomplished, especially when doubt creeps in and clouds your vision of what's possible. We tend to focus so much on the obstacles ahead that we forget to reflect on the obstacles we've already overcome. Every challenge you've faced, every obstacle you've crossed, has prepared you for what's next. You have proven time and time again that you are capable of more than you give yourself credit for. The power of trusting in your past successes is realizing that every victory, no matter how small, is proof of your strength, resilience, and ability to figure things out. Think back to a moment when you felt unsure, when you were faced with something new, something you didn't know how to do. You might have been terrified at the start, but you took the step anyway. You found a way. You adapted, you learned, and you moved forward. That's the real testament to your abilities. The fact that you've made it this far, despite the doubts, despite the fears, and that's not by chance. That's because you have what it takes. When doubt comes calling, remind yourself of these past victories. They are not just reminders of what you've done, but proof of your potential. They show you that you are capable of navigating through uncertainty and coming out stronger. And when you look back on those moments, you'll see a pattern. You've always found a way. You've always pushed through. You've always made it to the other side, even when it didn't seem possible at the time. That's not a fluke. That's who you are. Every time you overcome a challenge, no matter how big or small, it strengthens your belief in your own abilities. And that belief is what you need to conquer the doubts that arise in the future. Trusting in your past successes isn't about resting on your laurels or thinking you've done enough. It's about recognizing that you have built the foundation for even greater. The lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, and the confidence you've developed have prepared you for what's next. So when doubt creeps in, don't look at it as a reason to stop. Instead, look back at what you've already accomplished. You are capable. You have done it before, and you will do it again. Trust in yourself, trust in your abilities, and trust in the power of your past success to propel you toward even greater things. Shifting your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right is a powerful mental shift that can change everything about how you approach challenges. It's easy to get caught up in worst-case scenarios. The mind has a tendency to dwell on the negative, to imagine all the things that could go wrong, and that can paralyze you. But the truth is, when you focus on all the potential failures, you miss the real opportunities. The ones where everything could go exactly as planned or even better than you expected. When you constantly worry about the worst outcome, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Fear and doubt begin to cloud your judgment, and you hesitate, second guess, and sometimes don't take any action at all. You become so fixated on the negative possibilities that you forget to leave room for the positive ones. But what if you flip the script? What if, instead of imagining what could go wrong, you started imagining what could go right? By shifting your focus, you begin to see opportunities that were once hidden behind your fear. You allow yourself to dream bigger, to think about what success could look like rather than only imagining the potential for failure. The truth is, success is often just as likely as failure, and sometimes even more likely if you give yourself the space to take action. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you're moving toward a future that's full of possibility. This shift isn't about ignoring risks or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about putting the energy into what's possible. It's about not letting fear dictate your decisions. When you focus on the positive outcomes, you open yourself up to new ideas, solutions, and opportunities. It changes the way you approach everything. Instead of feeling stuck and unsure, you feel empowered. Instead of doubting your next move, you feel the excitement of potential success, and that makes all the difference. When you focus on what could go right, it's like you're actively choosing to believe in yourself, to trust that you are capable of handling what comes your way. You begin to see how your skills, your resilience, and your past experiences can help guide you toward your goals. And when you take action from a place of optimism and confidence, the results often follow. So, shift your mindset. Stop letting fear decide your fate and start allowing the possibility of success to fuel your journey. The future is full of potential, and what could go right is worth considering. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can have a profound impact on your ability to succeed and conquer doubt. The people you choose to spend time with, the voices you listen to, and the environment you place yourself in can either lift you up or drag you down. It's easy to underestimate how much these external factors affect our internal world, but the truth is, They have a powerful influence over our mindset, our actions, and even our outcomes. When you surround yourself with positive, supportive people, they help to amplify your belief in yourself. They remind you of your strengths when you start to doubt them. They push you to reach higher, to keep moving forward, and to not settle for less than you are capable of. Their energy, optimism, and encouragement can help counteract the negativity that doubt often brings. Positive influences are the people who see the potential in you even when you can't see it yourself, and who cheer you on when the journey gets tough. On the flip side, if you surround yourself with people who are negative, who feed into your doubts, or who discourage you from taking risks, it becomes much harder to stay motivated and believe in yourself. Negativity is contagious. It's easy to get pulled into a mindset of scarcity and limitation when the people around you are constantly focused on what's wrong, what can't be done, or why something won't work. These negative influences feed your doubts and make them stronger, keeping you stuck and preventing you from taking the necessary actions to move forward. But when you make the conscious choice to surround yourself with positive influences, you begin to shift the energy around you. You start to see possibilities instead of obstacles. You become more resilient in the face of challenges and more confident in your decisions. Positive influences don't just motivate you. They help you build the mental and emotional strength to handle setbacks without giving up. They remind you that failure isn't permanent, it's a lesson, and that every step forward is progress. This doesn't mean you have to cut out everyone who's ever negative or doubtful, but it does mean that you need to be intentional about who you allow to influence your thoughts, your energy, and your actions. Seek out people who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to be your best self. Surround yourself with those who believe in your potential as much as you do. And even when your doubts creep in, they'll be there to remind you of what you're capable of achieving. Taking action despite the fear is one of the most powerful ways to break through doubt and build momentum toward your goals. Fear is natural, it's a part of being human, but it should never be the thing that holds you back. Fear will always be there, trying to convince you that it's not the right time, that you're not prepared enough, or that failure is just around the corner. But the truth is, fear will never go away completely. And waiting for it to disappear is a surefire way to stay stuck. The only way to move forward is to take action in spite of it. When you take action despite the fear, you prove to yourself that fear doesn't have the power to control you. The more you act, the more you push through that fear, the less power it holds over you. The key is understanding that fear is often an illusion, a product of your mind, imagining the worst-case scenarios. In reality, the worst rarely happens, and even if it does, you're capable of handling it. Taking action in the face of fear is a declaration that you are not defined by what scares you. You are defined by what you do in spite of it. Fear often magnifies the unknown, and it's that uncertainty that paralyzes us. But by taking that first step, by moving forward with imperfect knowledge or preparation, you begin to diminish the power that fear has over you. Action brings clarity. When you're standing still, all you can see is what could go wrong. But when you start moving, you begin to see opportunities, solutions, and a way forward. It's through action that you start to realize that the risks are not as dangerous as they seemed, and that the rewards are far greater than you imagined. Every time you take action despite the fear, you become more confident in your ability to face challenges. You build resilience, and you reinforce your belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Fear will always be there. It's just a natural response to stepping into the unknown. But action is what moves you forward. It's what propels you towards success, and it's the bridge that helps you cross over the uncertainty and into a place where you are achieving your goals. So don't wait for the fear to subside. Take the first step. Move forward and let action be your response to fear. You'll find that the more you act, the less control fear has over you, and in the end, it's action that will bring you closer to the life you're meant to live. Celebrating progress instead of perfection is a crucial shift in mindset, especially when it comes to conquering doubt and achieving your goals. Perfection is an illusion. It's an unattainable standard that we often set for ourselves, expecting everything to be flawless before we can feel satisfied or proud of our work. The problem with chasing perfection is that it often leaves us feeling inadequate, like we're never quite enough, never doing enough, or never reaching the level we think we should. It can paralyze us, keeping us from moving forward, because we're so focused on doing things perfectly that we end up doing nothing at all. But progress is real, it's tangible, it's measurable, and most importantly, progress is something we can celebrate at every step along the way. Each small victory, each improvement, each lesson learned is a building block towards something greater. When you focus on progress, you shift your perspective from "I'm not where I want to be" to "I'm one step closer to where I want to be." And that shift makes all the difference. Celebrating progress allows you to acknowledge how far you've come instead of getting discouraged by how far you think you still have to go. Every effort you make, every hurdle you overcome, every small win is proof that you're moving forward, and the more you celebrate these wins, the more momentum you build. Instead of feeling defeated by perfection's unreachable bar, you can take pride in the fact that you're getting better every day. There's no substitute for effort. It's the first of dominoes that has to fall. It fuels your motivation, strengthens your confidence, and gives you the energy to keep going. Focusing on progress also allows you to embrace the process. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and success isn't a straight line. There will be setbacks, there will be mistakes, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. But that's part of the journey. Every misstep is progress in disguise. When you celebrate progress, you also acknowledge the effort it takes to keep going, even when it's hard. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think that it happened effortlessly. But the reality is that behind every achievement is a trail of hard work, persistence, and progress. So, celebrate each step, no matter how small. Don't wait until you've reached the end to acknowledge how far you've come. The journey itself is where the true growth happens, and that's worth celebrating.